Hey guys, it's Marty Smith from FullTiltPokerReport.com. I am monitoring or going through some video of a recent tournament that I covered. It's a 350,000 guaranteed tournament. It takes place on Sunday nights at Full Tilt Poker. Or actually, I think this was a Thursday night. Sorry about that. This is the final table. There's five players left. The blinds are 25,000 and 50,000 with a $6,000 ante. And as you can see here, there's a huge pot that just exchanged hands. The pot was basically put both of these players virtually all in, and it ends up that Xmart had won the pot. And actually, when we look at the changing landscape of such a hand, you have to be aware of what's going on in the tournament, and of course, knowing how short one of your opponents big is a big decision factor in when you are going to be uh, moving in, when are you going to be making your own moves in regards to the strength of your hand, positioning, and such. But now, with somebody so short and the blinds so uh, dangerously high, you can see that Yukta Duke before this hand had 42,000. When the blinds come around, just because the ante is going to be down to 36,000 on this hand. So the cost per round is about 99,000 bucks. The difference between fifth and fourth is 6,500, and you've often heard pros always saying, yes, you should be going for it. So when you get a strong hand, push. But the difference between fourth and fifth, be that it is $6,500, and this opponent is certainly going to be put to the test in the next several hands. Just by virtue of the antes, never even mind the blinds, he's going to be forced to play some live cards here, and he is going to have to get lucky to survive several hands. So if I was this player, I would be playing very, very tight, probably looking for just ace, ace, maybe king, king, but even then, I would still want to wait for this player to get out. And yes, you should be going for first place, but the point of this is that you don't want to get stupid either. I mean, why sacrifice yourself? I mean, you're going to be the short stack when this player gets eliminated. Why sacrifice 6,500 bucks? This is especially true, and maybe not so much for the pros. So you could always understand why they would be going for it if they have hundreds of thousands in their poker bankroll. But hey, a lot of these players maybe don't even have more than $500. So that $6,000 is a huge step up, and they can go into a lot of tournaments um, that they never were able to before, and hopefully getting the prize money again. So $6,000 is a lot to a lot of these players, and you don't want to really be playing around with that. So it just so happens that the very next hand, even though Yukta Duke here is now in 46,000, actually it's probably the following hand. Anyway, just as I was saying here, you want to be, if you're this player, you want to be very, very careful. And even the bigger guys, I mean, unless you have the nuts, you don't really want to go heads up against one of these other stacks. But here we have the play in question, and he goes all in, and the only player that's really going to call him is somebody that's going to beat his hand. Now, if he has ace ace, I could understand him doing that. King king, to me, I'd probably throw away the kings because he has less than 500,000 chips. It's going to be less than a quarter of either of these stacks here. Of course, Yuk to Duke folds, hoping that someone is going to call over here. And if he gets a call over here, he's probably beat. If he doesn't and gets double up, that's fine, but it doesn't necessarily bring him to better money than he would have just by folding. So we'll see that somebody actually does call him after a bit of thought. Pot is now 587,000. Let's see what happens. Who calls? I was actually watching this live and thought it was just an awful play. Ace Queen, really, really poor decision. He has some outs here, but he doesn't get them. And Blue Chip takes down a pot and becomes a new chip leader, while friendly, generous poker player Michael Craig over here gets eliminated from the tournament. And of course, the next hand, Yuck to Duke goes all in. He, by folding this hand, and I mean, I mean, there wasn't really a choice. He had to fold that hand. But Yuktaduk was very, very fortunate to move up in money there. And you can see that the $6,500 difference between the prize money actually went to Yuktaduk after a horrible, horrible play over here. This is really bad play. So, guys, if you ever get in a tournament like this and a few $1,000s is on the line, it's enough to take second thought and have some real tactics in terms of when you are about to push and in what strength of hand that you have. When you have somebody who is on life support, stay out. He would, if Yuktaduk went in that hand, he would have got two or three callers over here, and he's gone. So you're not really getting ahead that much by going all in when there are four other players left. Because even if you do win, okay, yes, you might have doubled up to 1 million. You would still be the short stack. Yuktaduk might be out again on the next hand, but you're still in fourth position, so you still have to do some work afterwards. The only thing that could happen here um, is to get busted out, and that's exactly what happened. I actually think that Blue Chip here made kind of a weak call with the fours, because you might have thought that Michael Craig had a higher pair, and I think that was a weak call. It was a risky call, but he did have the chips to do it. But that's besides the point, in that this was a really horrendous, horrendous play. And when there's 6,500 bucks on the line, you only got 500,000 bucks in your poker bankroll. That really makes a difference, and that play is going to probably sit with that player for quite a bit. Anyway, guys, if you oh, that was the prize structure of that tournament. It was a great tournament, by the way. 83,000 to first place. Hey, go to my site, fulltiltpokerreport.com, if you want to sign up for Full Tilt Poker. I appreciate it if you do it through my site. 100% sign up bonus up to 600 bucks, and there's some free strategy videos as well. Okay, guys, we'll be seeing you again at the table soon. Take care.